Right, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Peace and blessing of God be upon all of you. Okay, we have finished to the last ayah, to the last verse, which is verse 7. Surah Al-Lazina an'amta alayhim, just mean the past of those upon whom we have bestowed favor, basically those who are successful. Because the previous ayah we say, Ihdinas siratal mustaqim, God shows me the right path. So what is the right path? Those upon whom we have bestowed favor, basically those who have managed, those who are successful. So where we're going to is basically we want to go, those who have reached the intended destination is basically those who are successful. So who are these successful? Okay, there is basically in this tafsir or this explanation, they give you basically 4 people. One's prophet, of course you cannot be prophet. I think second one is shuhada, those who died in the way of God. Basically probably those who really sacrifice everything, which is the highest form of sacrifice, that you give your life for the sake of God. In other words, you go and you go to the battle and stuff like that. So this is the shuhada, and second one is siddiq. Siddiq is those who speak the truth, who fight for the truth. That's basically those who siddiq. So the best case in Islam that they give is basically the first caliph, which is Caliph Abu Bakr, which at once upon a time when everyone during the Isra Miraj, when Prophet Muhammad was ascended to the heaven, and of course those around them don't making a fun a joke of how can people can go to heaven, or and before descended to heaven, he went to stop over at Palestine or Jerusalem. He prayed there before ascended to heaven, which is I think 1,000 kilometers, which is not feasible. Something is impossible to be done if you just ride camel from Mecca and to Jerusalem, which is supposed to take days or weeks, to go back and forward. That thing has been done in just one night. So people basically belittle him and basically says the Prophet was crazy, but but Abu Bakr stood up and defended Prophet Muhammad. And otherwise, at the time, even the close companions was thinking Muhammad has gone crazy. Okay, that's basically Siddiq, and the second one is basically Salihin. I think the four categories are done, but basically the most important things, those who are successful. So when we say guide is the right path, basically goes the right path, those who are successful to go to the other side, because like you said, the world is basically a test. Right, the second one is said, Surah Al-Lazina an'amta alayhim, those who are successful. Royal Magdu is basically those evoke your anger, basically those who make God angry. So if you see the tafsir or the explanations of this ayah, basically most people equate this group of people who make God angry is basically the Jew, the Yahud. But I tend to prefer that the general explanation, basically whoever who make God angry, because there are many types of people. Probably in that context is basically the Jew who basically rebel against God, or rebels who kill the prophets and whatnot. So in current context, whoever that rebels again, mocking gods for whatever reason, is basically belong to that group. And I just continue, and basically Royal Magdu is because those who evoke God anger, and lastly Walad Dalin. Walad Dalin is basically those who go astray. In this context, the expression was basically where people equate to the Christians, because the Christians are normally the one quite close to the Muslim, but due to certain things, we call it they've gone astray. I mean, they're quite kind in some sense, but just that they were they were being led astray by their leaders. Okay, guys, but I also like to the general explanation because in this world there are many people who are kind, even the atheists who fight for humanity, for sustainability and whatnot, but for some reason they just refuse to to seek the truth. So they also belong in this kind of group. I also got some Buddhist friends, some Hindu friends who are, why should we fight over labels? Why should we fight over religion? Can we just do good for the sake of doing good? Which is you can, I said. So why not? It's just that, why don't you just take one step further and by acknowledging that you cannot be here in this world from nothing, and you yourself cannot create your own self. So basically, why don't you do good for the sake of say thank you to the one that created you? And otherwise there is no answer for that. And the second one is basically, I said, there are basically in general we can say who are Ihdinas Siratal Mustaqim, the previous ayah, guide us to the right path. The right path is basically those who have been successful. Siratal Ladzina An'amta Alaihim, those who have been upon whom God has bestowed or God has favored. I said that, of course, basically in our context, basically those who are righteous, those who consistently doing good deeds, basically those who are successful in our context. We cannot be maybe not going to war and whatnot, but generally those who are kind, those who are good, those who are righteous, they can fall. We ask God, what kind of people I want to be that person who's successful. Why my camera is saying it? Okay, and don't be the one that evoke the God's anger. This is basically, there are two types of people who don't want, in general, that don't want to believe in any kind of divinities. Basically they just don't want. One is Abba, Wastakbar, basically those who are think that they are better than them. They are clever, they are more powerful, so basically they are good enough to not to believe in anything higher than them. So that's basically that. Another thing that I think I like to highlight is like even during those time, during the Prophet Muhammad, those who don't want to believe in him, basically they said, why should I follow you? Because you are basically poorer than us, we are more powerful, we are more successful. Why should I follow you? Those who follow is basically those the lower class, who was poor. And why should I follow you? Because if I follow you, I have to treat the poor, the slave, not equal in sense. So they have to give up. During those time, those who come over to Makkah to do pilgrimage, okay, that's another part. It's just that they're making money of this pilgrimage during those time. The establishment of this Quraysh. So basically, when Prophet Muhammad come over, they just don't want to be losing this power. So not that they they cannot see the truth, but they see the truth. They just decline. And of course, the Yahud, the Jews is basically, over time, this is kind of people who rebel against their God. They know it. It's just that, but they think they don't want to listen to Prophet Muhammad, because Prophet Muhammad is coming from the Arab. They are the Jews because they believe the chosen one. So if there is any prophet, it should be coming from their race. I think Islam is a kind of universal religion. As long as you believe in the one God, basically you are Muslim. It's not bound by race, religion, creed, or nationality. So that is Islam in certain sense. Okay, I think I conclude this last verse. This is again the 7 verses that every Muslim should recite in the prayer over and over again, at least 70 times a day. They pray 5 times a day because we got 70 rak'ah in that period. And also basically summarize the whole of a Muslim life. First, we should always be thankful. That is also resonate to who are we in that sense. we always ask, we when we want to, life is basically that we want to pass the test. Again, ihdinas siratal mustaqim, guide us the right path, and throughout, and those who are successful, and you don't want to be those who evoke your God anger, and you don't want to be those who are kind but they are led astray for some reason. Alright guys, I think after this I'm gonna start from the last chapter, the Surah Al-Ikhlas, for the 114. I think down and go back to slowly go back to the earlier chapter. Okay guys, thank you very much. Assalamualaikum. See you again.